So starting off, this isn't just a horror film, it's layered, and each of your characters represent something from the past and the time period of what was going on in Mississippi during that time, as well as their key points to the story. So could each of you kind of give me your first impressions of the character when you read the script?
I had very little. I actually had no idea about the Chinese American community in the Mississippi Delta during that time, but I learned that they were an integral part of history during a very segregated world, and it was really fascinating to learn about not only the way they speak, but the way they were fully immersed in the culture. If you closed your eyes and you just listened to the way they spoke, you would have never imagined them to look like me. And I love that Ryan was able to tell their story in this film.
I'm the grandson of sharecroppers from Mississippi, and so for me, it hit home in a very special way with stories that I've heard from the time I was a child. And I just wanted to give you kudos and thank you for recognizing that it's much more than a horror film.
I'm a granddaughter from a sharecropper in Mississippi, so right there. And Joe, what about you? Because your character, the music birthed there, and there's so many layers within this. So could you speak to that, please?
Look at that. I mean, you as an audience, you're getting it. You're understanding. It's resonating for you in the ways that the filmmaker intended, and for us as being part of that story. But you know what? When you ask the question, I've never thought about this before. Swear to God. When you asked the question, what came into my brain was Delta Slim is a magic man. I'm a magic man whose magic has maybe been soiled, sullied, has been dragged through the mud and the dirt, but is still there, still making the music, still surviving, and with my survival has been the history that's connected to that survival. So, but my response when you asked that question was, Magic Man. And I didn't even think in those terms when we were making the work, but that's what I thought when you asked that question.
I love that. So in telling this story and going through, there's a lot of, with the horror genre, scars, literal scares, physical scares. For you, what was the moment that you were like, yeah, this is going to get the audience in a special kind of way?
What I hoped from the very, excuse me, I should sit up straight. I can hear my mama saying, sit up straight. Hell, on camera, sit your ass.
Speaking of the magic.
Talking about you a magic man.
Answer the woman's question.
I'm sorry.
That's what she's saying to you. That's great.
From the very first time I read this script, I apologize, I'm so sorry. From the very first time I read this script, I was aware of the larger, the magnitude of this story and the fact that Ryan is using a particular genre to tell a much larger story. And I gotta tell you, from the time that I read it, that's what resonated for me. And that's what excited me about being part of this journey. Yes, the genre is there, and the genre in and of itself is a powerful genre, but for me, it was always about the much larger story that resonated for me.